If you want to feel the wind blowing through your hair and see the great city of Nashville at the same time, check out Nashville Scooter Tours. Trekking through the downtown streets to Music Row with Nashville Scooter Tours is safe, eco-friendly, and a whole lot of fun. They use xenon electric scooters that go 55 miles on a single charge. Find out more by calling 615-290-5563 or book your reservation today at NashvilleScooterTours.com. Today's show is brought to you by locally owned and operated Highland Rim Speedway. Highland Rim Speedway is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year with great short-track door-to-door stock car racing in a safe, family-friendly atmosphere. Visit their website at highlandrim.com.
This week on Emerging Artists, our guest is country singer from Long Island, New York, Lisa Matassa.
From the family grocery hauler to fire-breathing racing engines, the one name you need to know is USA Motor and Machine, located at 51 Cleveland Avenue in Nashville, Tennessee. Give them a call at 615-726-3725 or at usamotorandmachine.com. If you're looking to learn guitar, check out Dave Isaac's Guitar Studio on Music Row. Whether you are a beginner or hobbyist, to professional songwriter or artist, Dave offers a unique and powerful method of instruction that teaches not just the instrument, but the whole musician. Find out more at NashvilleGuitarGuru.com.
Welcome to Emerging Artists. I'm your host, Greta Gaines. Our guest today is Lisa Matassa. Thank you so much for being here on the show.
Well, thanks so much for having me today. Thank you.
This is exciting stuff. You have this EP that's coming out, Somebody's Baby.
Yeah.
But you live in Long Island.
I do.
So what is Long Island country?
Long Island country to me is the best storytelling of a country song, that the songs that give you chills on your arms, and the edginess of New York rock and roll.
Wow, awesome combo.
Yeah.
And it must be popular because you have 1 million people have almost seen this video, right?
Already. It's been incredible. I feel so blessed to be able to touch so many people with the music and doing what I love at the same time.
You've been doing this a while though, right?
I have.
Yeah.
I've been singing since I was 8 years old.
My goodness.
8 years old, and I've nonstop singing, so straight through into my teens. 15 Minutes of Fame as a dance artist and doing that, but I have 2 children and sang right up to the pregnancies until the day they were due. and now I decided, you know what, I really wanted to sing country music because I was raised in South Florida, and that music is what I was raised on, and I've always loved it. And so now
Sure, and a lot of the country in South Florida does have a rock and roll edge.
Sure does.
So you would have heard that.
Absolutely.
Now, were you really trained in opera?
I was an opera singer for about 5 years. I was classically trained from 8 years old to about 13. And I was going to go down the path of off-Broadway. I did win a scholarship to the Academy of Dramatic Arts, but I guess in my heart I really wanted to be more of a performer in front of thousands of people all in different parts of the world, not so much in a theater.
Right.
As you get older, when I studied the opera, as I got older, I started listening to different rock bands, southern rock bands like Lynyrd Skynyrd and Alabama and things like that. And I just felt like that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be.
So tell me about the top 10 dance singles that you did before you were 20. How did those come about? What were those songs like?
Well, to be honest with you, when I moved back to New York at 16, if you told anyone that you liked country music, they thought you were crazy. But I loved it, and the music was so different in New York. And at 19, I was offered a record deal. And when you're 19 and someone says, hey, would you like to cut a record? You just say, thank you.
Yes, and I'll sing whatever you want.
And let me sing whatever I want. But I figured, you know what? I did have an opportunity to change my name. So I figured if I couldn't sing country music, I was going to sound like a country music artist. So I changed my name to Lisa Lynn in homage to Loretta.
Cute.
And it was fun because I was able to go on tour and play with some great artists, dance artists like Taylor Dane and Brenda K. Starr. I'm aging myself right now, but
that's all right. We're the same era. I know everybody you're talking about.
So it was great fun, but again, my heart wasn't completely in it because it wasn't really the music that I wanted to do, and but it was great, and for that time, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, That's so cute because Loretta Lynn's real sister changed her name, Crystal Gale.
Right.
Which she's at my son's baseball game the other day, I just have to say. That happens in Nashville a lot. Yeah. Her grandson was playing and I was not watching the game. I was just staring at her hair.
Does she still have that long hair?
She has the long hair. She wears it on a big bun a lot of times on the top of her head. Yeah, but she looks pretty much exactly the same.
Love it.
I know. So how do you get 2 million YouTube views?
It's incredible. We have when we took this leap of faith to try this career, we made sure that we were on social media right away. And I have to tell you that is my savior, making sure that I connect with all of the listeners from all over the world. Long Island has about 8 million people from end to end, and they are dying for country music. So it's wonderful. We finally have one radio station on Long Island that does hit about 3 million people, which is great, at one part of Long Island, at one section of Suffolk County. So, you just get out there. I make sure that every day I'm either tweeting or Facebooking and just making sure I make the connections, because that's the best part for me.
And you do that yourself? You stay connected yourself?
Yes, I stay connected myself right now. I mean, there's a whole team of people that are working on social media, making sure that my name gets out there all the time, and so it's very active for me. That's what I wanted to make sure that I had before I even came to Nashville with my package, so to speak, to make sure that I would be accepted. I wanted to make sure I had all my ducks in the row, and I had a video done, and we had social media already started, and we had a website. So I just wanted to go in there, hit the ground running.
You did it the smart way. I mean, people, I think, sometimes mistakenly think they're going to come to town and get discovered, and that someone else is going to do all this stuff for you. And I think you're finding more and more, no matter how you are, people are doing it for themselves. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons Taylor Swift is so huge, is because she always did that.
I mean, she was all over MySpace for years, and it's interesting because I've never stopped singing. So even though I had those dance records back in the late 90s or late 80s, it's just, you make these connections and you keep them and you nurture them, and you just have to make sure that your name and your face is out there all the time. And I always try to put it into perspective of like a roulette wheel, and in that wheel are all these different artists trying to make it. Mm-hmm. And that one ball is going to flip around, and eventually it's going to land in your slot. And so it's just, there's a lot of luck, there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of finger crossing, and just, you have to keep the passion going.
You need to stick with it.
You do.
Because it can get really discouraging.
It can.
What have you done, like when you were having your kids or some of those down times, did you ever think, maybe I've come as far with music as I'm going to get?
No, because for me, I'm not trying to get religious on you here. I believe in God.
It's okay if you are.
And I'll tell you this. I really, truly believe that God gives everyone something. When you're born, you have something that no one else has, and that He gives you a gift. And for me, I always felt it was the gift of voice. So regardless of whether I'd be singing at a church or singing in front of thousands of people, I always knew that I was going to continue singing. But my heart had always been in country music, so I'm so glad that this is the time. Back then was not the right time for me. And so as I'm older, I realized that there are so many different obstacles that you have to overcome, and you could be 3 minutes away from success. Yeah. Yes, tomorrow could be that day that somebody says, you know what, this is going to happen for you. Yeah. So you can't get discouraged, although that happens because we're human, and there are different disappointments. And I often look at this career as a 3-step forward, 2-step back process. But you just have to keep going. You have to believe in it, and you have to believe in yourself, or no one else will. And so where I am right now in my life is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Has Nashville been accepting of you thus far?
Yes, they have, and that to me, I am so forever grateful for. When I came here a couple of years ago and I presented this package, so to speak, and I took that leap of faith, I wanted to make sure that everything was right, and I said, look, what do you think we have anything that holds water? Do you think that maybe people would be interested in a mom from Long Island coming to sing country music? Do you think the songs are good? And we had nothing but positive response, and opened up doors for me that I never thought would be open, working with artists and the caliber of, working with Eric Church and Dierks Bentley, opening up for Thompson Square and Leanne Rimes. It's just been amazing. And the musicians that I've been able to work with, the songwriters, producers, Don Rollins, it's just, I pinch myself sometimes because I'm so glad. And so for me, it solidifies that it was okay that I waited all this time to really take that step to become a country music artist, because I did put it on hold for a while.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have accepted you if you hadn't been really, really good. So that's the other thing.
I guess.
Nashville doesn't suffer fools gladly. The level of talent here is
the level of
phenomenal.
talent is astonishing, and you know that as soon as you get off the plane.
Yeah.
As soon as you go through the airport, there are so many talented musicians just playing in the places in the airport.
It's crazy. There's like 3 venues now where,
Yes.
you know, even when you're standing in line to go through security, you're like, I wonder what his songs are like. I wonder if that person can play or sing.
It's true. It's very true.
Let's talk about the music video, Somebody's Baby.
Yes.
We have a little bit of this to show you folks at home. Let's take a look at Somebody's Baby.
Took a few $20 bills and tucked them in her left jean pocket. Said, hit the road, run and go and chase that thrill. Yeah, ride your dreams like a rocket. But if you're ever standing in the city on a crowded street feeling all alone, just remember it don't matter how far you are from home, 'cause you're somebody's baby. You're somebody's favorite song to sing. You're somebody's whole wide world. Somebody's everything. And wherever you go, hope you know you will always be somebody's baby.
I love it.
That was my daughter in there.
It was? Where did you get all
Yeah.
that fabulous vintage film footage in
Well,
the video?
some of that is stock footage, and others towards the end of the video, actually, those are actual footage of my family. My wedding is in the background in there, if you noticed, and when I'm in that little kitchen area. So it was great to incorporate my own personal life in there,
Yeah.
and give people a side of me that not many people get to see.
Right.
So it was exciting to do this video. I worked with Tracy Gowdy on this, and she has done a couple of my videos in between working with like Hunter Hayes and so forth. But it was so much fun to do it, and you know, I love performing. So, and to do a video like this was a tons of fun.
It came out great. Tell us about working with your producer, Tony Bruno, because he's also produced Rihanna, right? And
Yes.
Enrique Iglesias. So how did you
Yes.
guys hook up?
Tony is he's a Long Island guy, believe it or not, and he's right now in Woodstock. But Tony's been one of the guys that you've always wanted to work with. You know, when I was on Long Island and growing up playing in different bands, I always have heard about Tony Bruno and this amazing guitar player that he is. But he's worked with Rihanna, Enrique Iglesias. He's got an amazing ear. His playing is just second to none. I love him to death. And he's also my musical director when we do performances and concerts and things like that. So it's been a great ride, and it's good to be with someone you know, who's a local guy.
Yeah.
You know, doing the same thing. And we actually just Tony and also my guitar player Colin Smith, who is also an incredible musician. If you ever get a chance, go on colinsmithmusic.com. You will not be disappointed. All 3 of us wrote a song together, and I think that's going to be the next single coming out on the next album. It's
Awesome.
It's
So
been great.
This album, this EP, I should say,
Yes.
because it's got a couple of remixes from stuff that you put out before.
It does.
It's coming out on December 4th.
December 4th.
Okay, so everybody look for that. Look for the single Somebody's Baby. Lisa Matassa, thank you so much for being here on
Thank you.
Emerging Artists.
Thank you
Best
so much.
of luck to
I
you.
appreciate it, and happy holidays to you.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. We'll see you soon. Microcasting for your city. Talkapolis.